I'll talk about it.
How big is that goddamn barn you got going on over there?
Small.
And by the way, you said HF,
Yeah.
and you know what I thought in my mind?
You thought HF was what?
Whole Foods. And I was like,
that's not an H.
I know. I was like, oh, he's messing with me. Like whole.
Oh yeah.
Like my whole foods.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I looked up Whole Foods Garner. I was like, there's not a Whole Foods in freaking Garner. So I looked up like cigar shops in Garner, and I was like fingering around until I found like this HF.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
it was like Harbor Freight, and I was like, freaking got it. Now I know where it is. Whoa, this thing is completely frozen.
Yeah, so basically, I was going to Harbor Freight today in Garner, where I grew up. I've been to all those stores in that plaza 1,000 times. And all of a sudden, I see this place that says Cigar Barn or something. Cigar Barn.
The barn.
Something, and I was like, oh, interesting. A cigar shop. It's probably going to be dog shit, because they always are.
Yeah.
And I walk in, and it's like all clean, and they've got like a couple of nice products displayed. And then I shift my gaze up. By the way, 2 dapper gentlemen in the shop.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
like welcome.
And it's
that
called
welcome me
Cigar
in.
Barn, right? It's not like smoke shop.
No, it's called Cigar Barn.
Nice. Okay.
So I lift my gaze up past the dapper young men, and I see the biggest, beautifulest cigar humidor I've ever seen. I couldn't believe it.
Is it on like this scale?
Yeah.
How big is it compared to this room?
Probably if you start at the back wall,
Mm-hmm.
you go to maybe where the bricks, maybe a little less, maybe like the
That's a big
the
room.
edge of the door.
Have you been to the Capitol Smoke in
No,
Raleigh?
No.
They got a big one up there.
Really?
Too. But theirs is not good because it's all like fancy and it's a glass door, so air can just move freely in there.
These guys built the whole thing is teak. Like all the
Ooh.
ceiling tiles are teak, all of the walls are covered in
Shoot.
teak, and it's got this like you can see vapor coming out of this big tube. And he's like, "Do you have a desktop humidor at home?" I'm like, "No, I don't. I just kind of
Isn't
don't
a
buy that
desktop?
many."
Isn't just a box?
Yeah,
Is
but
that what he meant?
I think a box that like maybe like an actively. I don't know.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Do you have a desktop humidor at home?" And I'm like, "No." He's like, "Well, he does these." Dude, did you blow it out already? Ew. Basically, he's like, "You're in the world's largest desktop humidor right now."
That's what he said.
Yeah, and he's like, "Look at the walls. Look at the ceiling. It's all teak." I was
That's
like,
kinda
"That's impressive."
cool.
Dude, that smells so rancid.
I don't know. It was barely anything. I didn't even think anything was gonna be coming out.
Oh, I've had the worst gas all day, but it's not coming out. It's just stuck in there. It's stuck in my body. I feel it in there. Dude, it smells nasty.
All right. Before you keep going with the nasty, we need
Okay.
a PSA of cigar shops. Well, not even cigar shops, but just tobacco shops around our area. We only have one out of we've been to probably 15.
Yeah.
And there's only one that takes care of their cigars.
This place is a entirely different level than that place.
Really?
Yeah, these guys know what they're doing, and the one dude follows me into the humidor because the humidor takes up like half the whole
Yeah.
place. He follows me in, and then he told me that humidor stuff, and then I was basically telling him like I know. He's like, "What do you normally smoke?" And so I like he could tell I knew a little bit because I was like telling him the stuff, like he knew it, and he's like, "Well, that's there, that's over there." That's what he was telling me, and he's like, they've got these really fancy ones that are called like Dursky Doos or something. They're not Dursky Doos. They're
Dursky Doos.
they're not Dursky Doos.
Ooh.
This is their.
Is that
website.
their website?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, Davidoff.
Yeah.
They've got
I've
a
had one of
huge
those.
wall of Davidoff. They've got like the most expensive cigar he showed me was like $200 just for one.
Wow.
I think. And then they had this gigantic one that was like a. I was like, "Is that real? Like, is somebody gonna smoke that?" And he was like, "The last people who bought one, that bought it for a bachelor party." He's like, He's like, I'll tell you what, you only need one for the night. I was like,
pass that joint around.
but he followed me with this little tray, and I was talking to him for a while and kind of just looking for a really long time. And he would just follow me around and like tell me about the cigars, and I was asking him questions too. So it was like it wasn't unwarranted. It wasn't like non-consensual cigar talk. And then he's like, I finally pick one and I'm kind of holding it, and I like kind of glance at him and I see that he's like raised the tray towards me. I'm like, oh, and I'm like, I put the cigar in the tray and I'm like, dude, thanks for the service. That's pretty awesome.
Wait, he was just carrying around a tray. And
Yeah.
you just every cigar you
Every
picked out,
cigar you pick,
you just put it in his little
you
tray.
put it in the tray, and then
what does he do with it?
He brings it back to the register, packages them up in a little bag. Like it's the same thing, but it's just that it's like a real extra little service. And
what?
but he was
That's
funny.
hilarious.
I was messing with him. I was like, man, thank you so much for that service. I was like, most people they're like, cigars are in the back. If you need anything from me, I'm not gonna like you.
Yeah.
And he kind of chuckled, but he's trying to be real. He's trying to be like serious, but he would crack jokes, and he's very like dramatic. Like he'll take he's like if you took a vape shop employee and just dialed the class to 11. So like a really classy, but the same thing where he's kind of like he's so into the cigars, but instead of being vapes, he just knows the cigars.
Do they don't do any like vapes or anything there?
No.
It's just
No,
cigars.
they have cigars and like tobacco that you can smoke out of a pipe, but only like
Do they have pipes?
high end. Yeah, they have like really
cool.
fancy pipes.
Very cool.
And they've got like the only lighters that they have there. Well, they have one that's like called the Cigar Barn one, but they've got some like $300 lighters and like expensive cutters and stuff. Like they're high end. And what he told me, because I walked in, I said I had no idea this place was here. It's like, when did you guys open? He's like, October 2nd. So it's not been up for long.
In a month.
And then he's like, are you familiar with the brand? And I was like, no. He's like, well, the Cigar Barn is in Fayetteville. He's like, it's one of the largest cigar lounges like around, at least in the state. And he's like, it's worth traveling to Fayetteville for. He's like, and if you've been to Fayetteville, you know that's saying a lot.
Yeah, like a lot.
Yeah.
So it's So is this one a lounge?
No, it's not a lounge. It's just a store.
But they have a lounge in Fayetteville.
And that's their like mothership. That's where their big thing is.
Is this their second store that they've opened?
I think they have a couple. Let me see. They said they're starting to move to like cities where. Okay, so here's the one in Sanford.
Wow.
One in
that is
Garner.
big.
This is the Garner one.
Cool.
Future location. So this is their second like offshoot that they've opened. And that's the big barn.
That place looks awesome.
He's like, we can't buy a barn everywhere. He's like, but
That might be a little road trip
to the barn
on the weekend.
Oh yeah, ride the bikes out there.
I've heard. So I get a magazine from Cigar.com, and there's always like the top 50 cigars of the month or whatever,
Yeah.
and always the top 5 are the Davidoffs.
Really?
Yeah, and I've only had one cheap one that was really poorly taken care of.
Yeah.
So it was like a flaky Davidoff that, all the flavor was gone. The leaves were dry.
I told the guy I had never heard of him, Davidoff, and he was like, well, it's kind of one of the more like well-known, like good cigars. And I was like, I kind of corrected myself. I was like, it's not that I didn't hear of them, and I'm saying it like, I've never heard of them.
Well, I've never heard of them.
I was like, I've never heard of them because the places I've been going just don't have that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, I did it from the bottom up instead of the top down.
Yeah.
Like I've started the crustiest place ever. That's just like this, Armenian, nicotine store, tobacco store.
Yeah,
and then they've got like a little shelf with cigars on it that are all dry and gross. And I slowly found better and better. And this is like the Mecca as far as I'm concerned. Like, this is crazy.
Dang,
You're going to be so
go
amped
there.
when you go there.
Maybe I'll go there tomorrow. I just ran out of those cigars. I owe you one of those cigars. So I bought, for everyone that knows the Daily Wire, there's a guy on there. His name is Michael Knowles, and I listened to his like podcast or whatever. And he came out with this cigar company not too long ago, and he set it to release, and it was just this random release, and I happened to be watching the show the day of the release, and so I went on and I bought 5 of his cigars. He's only got 2. Like, it's called Mayflower Cigars. One's the Dawn, which apparently the lighter ones you're supposed to smoke in the morning, more of like a midday morning.
Okay.
And then the darker one, the ones I got were the dusk ones. So unbelievably good. They sold out a 4-month supply. What big box chain, I forgot who it was. It might have been Drew Estate.
Yeah.
Told them, they were like in cahoots, and they told them, you're going to only need this amount for 4-month supply. And
Okay.
you don't want to go over that because then they'll start to dry out,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay. And that 4-month supply sold out in 24 hours.
That's so cool.
It's so awesome, but then I don't get to order anymore until the new year.
Oh, yeah.
and I bought 5, and they were so good that I smoked one every day until they were gone. And I said I was going to give you one.
You're like, yeah, I'll give you a cigar. And then last night I see you smoking the cigar.
The
and
last one.
I'm like, how many of those do you have? You're like,
Shoot. But when I get some more, because they're worth the money. I mean, it was like $70 for 5 of them,
Yeah.
which is like pretty standard, I guess. It's like $13 a cigar or something. I'll give you
Well,
one.
the pricing seems pretty good at this new place too. Like
Okay.
lower than anywhere else.
Really?
It seems.
Okay.
I mean, I was seeing like decent prices, and they have the 30 anniversary Perdomos, which he was like, we're the only store in North Carolina that has the 30th anniversary Perdomos. He's like, you'll see the 10 and the 15s everywhere. He's like, you're not gonna see the 30s, and I'm like, well, how did you manage that? And he's like, I would say respect or something like that. And I was like,
whatever.
yeah. And he was like, it's kind of a respect thing. Like we've done business for long enough that they're like, it's like a not inclusive, sub.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Exclusive.
Yeah. I
Exclusive.
thought our shop had the 30, but I probably not.
Maybe it does,
Maybe
and he doesn't know, and he's
he
like,
swindled
yeah.
you.
It's possible.
But how much was it?
$13.
See, that's cheaper than Sunset.
Yeah, it might have been 14, but it was not 15.
I think the ones there are like $14.99, $13.99.
Yeah,
it's probably
I was looking at like the
same.
Oliva G's were like 8.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
Really,
Yeah, so
yeah.
it's like the prices are good.
They're like $1 less.
Yeah, it seems like $1 less because they've got a lot of inventory. You can tell that Barn Place does well because they set up a shop.
Yeah,
here.
shop.
Like a good shop.
Oh my God.
What?
Got Ray running through the scene once again.
This is an active living quarters now, so there's going to be more
my
strangeness
God.
going on in the background.
So
So
like squatting quarters.
yeah.
Holy
Oh
frick.
yeah.
It's just
But yeah, so that was a random adventure today that I spent $30. I shouldn't have because I gotta be not spending money. But
Oh, how many? You got 2?
yeah,
You got a 30 and
I
a
spent-
what? You got a Perdomo and what else?
it's a Gurkha. What's the ghost one called?
Yeah, the Gurkha Ghost.
But what's the?
The Exorcist.
Yeah, it's a Gurkha ghost, but it's not the Exorcist. It's a different one, which is the same cigar,
Mhm.
but it's a smaller size, so you get more flavor.
Okay.
So and it's the same length, but it's just narrower.
Okay.
It's not the
The
Exorcist.
Churchill. I'm learning about like I've learned that I think it's Robusto and like Churchill are the sizes.
Yeah,
And then there's like
the ring gauge or whatever.
yeah, like a Maduro is yeah, I am still learning.
Yeah, I don't know that much about it, and I even told this dude like I wanted to basically disarm myself in there. I was like, I know what I like that I've had. I was like, I've had a decent amount of the cigars in here, but I'm not like some kind of connoisseur that
Yeah.
knows what's going on. I'm just kind of like picking up stuff I know I
Mhm.
like. So, and he wasn't a dick about it either. Like he never made it seem like, oh, I didn't know what was going on. Like they were cool guys. They were
Okay,
nice, and
cool.
they were really the service was on point. Like with service being so bad everywhere these days,
Yeah.
These guys were dressed well, like well kept, very nice and welcoming when I walked in. Literally walked with me my whole time through the thing, which if it was the wrong person would have been annoying, but I ended up liking the dude. Like he was,
Yeah.
he was nice, and he was telling me, like, I was asking him all kinds of questions. He would tell me, like, I don't know anything about that one. He's like, I know about it, I just don't know, like, I've never had one. I don't. He seemed honest. I decided recently, sorry for yelling. I decided recently that I am very into honesty.
Yeah. Who is not?
Well, did I tell you about the dirt bike I bought, the liar guy?
No, I didn't hear about him lying.
No. I bought a dirt bike, broken dirt bike. And I had lined up, the engine was locked up. So I had lined up on the same day the purchase of a engine out of the same bike for a really good price. And it turned out that guy was in New York, and his ad was in Cary, so it didn't work out anyway. But he said he could offer shipping. He didn't tell me, but it said so in his ad. And I was gonna get it shipped, but I asked him why, like, what happened to the bike? Like, why is it just an engine? And he was like, I wrecked the bike. I was like, okay, that makes sense. Like, you can wreck a bike pretty bad. And I went to his page, and the frame, like the whole frame of the bike, like the rolling chassis of the bike, which is without the engine, is for sale. And then I go to another one of his ads for a different engine, and he's like, I wrecked this bike, so I'm parting out the engine. And I'm like, this guy's lied to me. And
That guy's fishy.
And it bothered me so much. Like, if he lied to me, I mean, not to my face, but over this, messenger, it bothers me to the point where I will not do business with him. Like, even if I thought that there was going to be a good engine, I don't trust him.
Yeah, and that's super fishy. Why would you ever lie to someone about it?
Yeah.
Especially if you have other ads. I wrecked the bike. There's like the perfectly good bike.
Yeah.
Right there.
It's so weird. I don't get lying. I feel like you can be honest with everybody, and it will never bite you in the ass.
No, never.
I feel like there will be times where maybe like a lie, you'd get a little quick like boost of, you'd get something, like you'd earn or earn yourself something for lying, but in the long run, it's just never.
No, when you sell something, you want to tell the person exactly what they're gonna buy.
Exactly.
Or you're kind of a crummy person.
Yeah.
Anytime I've sold something like dirt bikes, cars, whatever, I've told the people exactly what they're getting into.
Yep.
Why it is this price is because of yada yada yada.
Yep.
There's no reason in being like, man, this thing's perfect, man, out of the box, man. Swear to God, this thing will go 100,000 miles, no problem.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, this leaf spring's acting funny. The hubs are a little wanky. It's like, but it's an old car, easy to work on. And the more you're honest with them, the better they're gonna feel about you.
Yeah.
Like whenever I've walked up to situations before where people aren't honest with me, and it does turn you off to the deal.
Even the bike I bought, he wanted like $1,700 for it with a locked up engine, but it said in the ad, absolutely mint. He said all it needs is the plastics and the engine to be fixed. And when I got there, I immediately saw it was not absolutely mint. Like the radiators bashed in, all the plastic. Which to be fair, he did say the plastics needed to be replaced, but there's like the clutch cable snapped. Like there's stuff wrong with it all over it. It's got crappy, cheap grips on it. Like it's not absolutely mint. But he was honest in person, and I told him I'd give him $1,000, which I probably shouldn't have done. But today, I started posting a bunch of the parts to eBay, which I know you've had bad experience with eBay selling.
I hate eBay.
But I think that I know I can make my money back. It's a matter of how long it's going to take, and then just like I think I'll make some money off of it.
Yeah.
We'll see.
You just gotta make sure those eBay rules and regulations are on your side.
I know. Well,
'Cause
I
I
want to
literally
sell.
just checked when we were talking about. I checked my account, and
Yeah.
they still haven't given me like the $80 that they owe me, and the customer support will not help at all. That's a long gone.
Yeah.
30% too. I sold these golf clubs for $800, and they took 30% and then $80 more of mine for no reason. Never gave it back.
That is insane, actually.
I mean, 30% of $800, freaking a lot of money.
eBay's just recently dumped a lot of money into marketing for car and bike parts. Like
Yeah,
I
have
hear that
noticed
the eBay
yeah.
Motors ads these days are everywhere.
I have noticed that.
You
but
keep your ride or die alive with the eBay Motors.
I'm not. I don't shop on eBay. I don't sell on eBay because they're a bunch of scumbags.
Yeah,
So.
I buy a lot off eBay. Some of these old bikes I have, the only place to find parts. Like there's this one dude called Sled Parts Guy. I'm pretty sure he's Sled Parts Guy. And he just makes all of these little like parts that are hard to get. And
Parts guy.
yeah, and I'm sure he started with sleds, like ski
Jet ski.
ski mobiles, yeah.
Ski mobiles, yeah.
But he is making all these old motorcycle parts now too, and he's been the reason that I've gotten some bikes back together. That random dude on eBay. So I like eBay for what it is, and it's the best way to sell to really show a lot of people the thing you have for sale. Because even with Facebook Marketplace, you can sell it as shippable, and then it'll show everybody, and you can even buy through it.
Yeah.
But it's hard to... I don't know. I think that there would be so much money in an actual good local and non-local sales platform. Private sales platform.
Oh, yeah.
Because Facebook Marketplace is by far the best.
Yeah. Yeah, they do it the best.
And I don't like Facebook as a company for a whole bunch of reasons. And it's not even that good.
No, they could streamline the messaging, the like separate app messaging ticks me off. They could, it could be like an all-in-one, just beautiful Craigslist. Yeah.
Because Craigslist in its heyday was revolutionary. Yeah. And Craigslist still, you can still find good deals on there, but I don't even really go on there anymore because everybody's moved to Facebook. And the cool thing about Facebook, my favorite thing about Facebook, is that you can see their profile.
Yeah, you can see what type of guy you're
so you
working
can
with.
click on them, you see their picture, you see how long they've been on Facebook, and then sometimes you can see like their friends, or maybe you can't see their actual details, but you could tell they're like a regular person who lives around the place.
Yeah. I just don't understand why Craigslist didn't make a move when Facebook did.
I just don't think that there's a lot of money behind Craigslist, and I don't think that it's I think it's one of those things where someone made it back in the day. I mean, when did Craigslist come out?
Probably
when do you think?
Early 2000s.
I feel like it might have even been 90s.
Could have been. It looks like it's from the 90s. It hasn't changed a bit. And now it's just a used car. Not used car. It's like dealerships with 1,000 keywords.
Yep.
It's super obnoxious. I wish someone would just buy Craigslist.
Craigslist was founded in 1995.
Wow. Mr.
By Craig.
Yeah.
By Craig Newman. And that's what I'm saying. I don't know who... Oh, it's headquartered out of San Francisco.
Ooh.
Grody.
That's poopy. That's why it's such a scumbag website now.
Yeah, but the same thing is, like, the guy, Craig... He started it in 95. He probably made a bunch of money off of it. He's either dead or he's made all his money he wants to make off of it. Like they're not an active company, obviously, because it would have been getting better constantly. Like that dude just made a cool company.
You wouldn't have to, like, you already have the name.
Yeah.
It's huge. You wouldn't have to do a ton. You'd pay like 20 grand to make a beautiful app. And
Yeah, they
work
probably
perfectly.
could. And obviously, like, the servers would have to be bolstered because right now, all of the ads are just pictures and basic text. So if you have to make
Yeah.
everything more
Yeah,
complicated,
the posting, that's the thing I hate about Craigslist was the posting was so like wonky.
yeah,
Like you ran through these like steps. It's kind
Yeah.
of like that with Facebook, but then it's like, all right, verify your email and click this, and you'll view your edit it before you goes live. It's like a whole. It took like an hour back in the day to freaking post something.
It did, and you couldn't post a car without paying.
Yeah, so yeah, we did a car on there one time, and we just posted not as a car.
Yeah, yeah, that works. Yeah, I've sold a lot of stuff on Facebook Marketplace. I don't know if I've ever sold something on Craigslist. And like everything that I used to post on Facebook, I would also post to Craigslist, and I would just get scams from the Craigslist end.
I sold a lot of stuff on Craigslist, but after the scams started rolling in and the car dealerships started rolling in, I was freaking out of there.
The car dealership thing is so frustrating because it just drowns all the real ads.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you literally can't find anything. Can't find anything on there.
Nothing.
Water real fast.
I found a good podcast.
What is it?
Well, I found it, and I think you actually told me about it a while back, but I finally listened to them today. To him today.
Go on.
And I actually, all right, so I'll make this a big story.
It was one that I found that I suggested.
Yeah, you suggested him is a guy.
Oh, let me guess. Let me guess. Chris Williamson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I listened to him on Trigonometry, which by the way,
that's funny, but
it's funny because they had the whole thing with Tony Hinchcliffe. Did you listen to that one?
no, I didn't listen to that one.
So
no.
basically, Trigonometry is this like they're like this semi-conservative. They're not really even conservative. They are British dudes who used to be in like mainstream comedy in the industry, as they say, but then they basically started this podcast, which is a platform to show like to bring things to light that are not normally shown by mainstream media, and they do a good job
things
at
that
it.
are goofy.
Yeah, and they brought on Tony Hinchcliffe, who runs the show Kill Tony, and the dude is he's a roast comedian. Like that was his whole thing before
That's
anything
his
else.
shtick.
His whole thing before anything else was getting on the MTV or Comedy Central or whatever, the Comedy Central roasts. Like he was basically pioneering all that, like just comedians like.
I watched
making
some
fun
of his
each
old
other.
stuff. And
Is it any good?
It is. It's
Yeah,
like, I mean,
yeah.
it's like him now where it just comes naturally to
Yeah.
him, where it's like freaking flaming people out of their seats.
Yeah.
Not usually doesn't come naturally to people, but for him it just does.
Oh.
It's because he's a 5'7" leprechaun.
Yeah,
Dang,
he's
that's
a
a lot
funny
of puncher's
dude.
chance.
I know.
That's a full pour.
That is. Well, it's the last one.
Sippington City. See you later.
Yeah. We'll see if
See you
this
at 10
podcast gets
a.m.
uploaded.
tomorrow.
Yeah. But basically, he called a Chinese comedian the Chinese N-word.
Chink.
Yeah. And he was doing it jokingly, and it's this whole it's a very interesting story, and he's a good storyteller, so I recommend you go listen to the Trigonometry Tony Hinchcliffe canceled for a joke episode. Very good, entertaining episode, even if you don't really like Tony, which a lot of people don't because he sounds annoying, but he's funny.
He's gay.
He's not even gay. Oh, I just spilled a bunch of puncher's chants.
See, hear Tyler say he's not even gay, and then go listen to him.
Yeah, and you'll think he's gay. I thought he was gay, and the thing is, the first episode of Kill Tony I ever listened to is when one of his regulars who comes on, which Kill Tony, if you don't know, quick summary, him and a board of real, like, famous comedians sit as people one by one get pulled out of a bucket who signed up for 60 seconds of stand-up comedy on a stage, and on that stage is just him at a table with like 3 other comedians and a full band, like a really good band actually, and these people have 60 seconds to try and make people laugh, and then Tony just rips them a new one, and that's it. It's just over and over.
Yeah.
And he's got like 3 regulars, and this one regular is another roast guy, and he just constantly calls Tony gay. So I thought for a long time that Tony was actually gay. And then I realized, like, when he was talking about women, I think he's actually like one of those player guys who's like never going to settle down.
Oh, 100%.
He's in his 40s.
Because he's an only child.
Yeah.
Only childs are kind of psychotic.
They are.
They're really psychotic. Yeah, he's not going to settle down.
No. Yeah, he's out of his mind. But he's funny, and I recommend you go listen to that podcast. But basically, yeah, to get back to it, I listened to Chris Williamson on the Trigonometry podcast, and he's this British dude that he has like an interesting background. He was on Love Island.
He was in the first season.
Yeah, and he was talking about how he was all depressed, and he was on the first season of Love Island. He got his like 15 seconds of fame or whatever the saying is, and he got his like verified on Twitter and everything after it, and got all his check marks, and he's like, and then he was all depressed, so then he started trying to figure out like his life, and then he started this whole company basically that it's called Modern Wisdom, and he's just talking about all kinds of cool stuff.
Modern Wisdom.
Yeah, and he's talking about like this feminization of America, and he's an interesting guy. I recommend a listen to him.
I like him a lot because he's from the UK, and whenever he has another UK guy on, the banter between UK people really funny.
Yeah,
really funny.
Yeah, and also I have to say I like listening to podcasts that don't take place in America and they're not American citizens, because you get to hear politics that don't relate to your own shit you're in every day.
That's true.
So
even though Chris is in America.
Yeah, but I'm saying that like when he's talking with the trigonometry guys, like they're all 3 of them British. The 2 trigonometry guys are British, and he's British. So like they're talking about American politics, and I mean they all spend a lot of time in America. I don't know if any of them have their citizenship or what, but
I think Chris does. He lives in Austin.
Okay. But basically, you know, I like listening to them talking about politics in general. I don't give a crap about British politics. I just don't.
No.
But it's fun to listen to people talking about it. Because you don't have any opinions on the people. You're just listening to policy, and you're just deciding if you like the policy or not. It's like a fun thing. I listened to Jay Leno telling a political joke that didn't involve any political party, and it was bad. It wasn't funny, but it was interesting.
He was trying to like do a joke?
Yeah, he was on the trigonometry. I'm telling you, I'm listening to trigonometry. I've been listening to them.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been listening to their podcast. I've been doing it.
on them.
I was listening to the Bill Murray on there. Don't like Bill Murray, so I turned it off.
Bill Murray was on there?
Yeah.
And you don't like him? Did you like him before?
Is it Bill Murray? Let me double check.
It better not be Bill Murray. I love Bill Murray.
Who's Bill Murray?
He's Ghostbusters. I think Groundhog Day.
Bill Maher.
Oh, no. We don't like Bill Maher that much.
Bill Maher is freaking annoying.
I'm glad it wasn't Bill Murray.
It wasn't Bill Murray. Sorry for disgracing his fine name. Or his good name.
That's all right. Forgiveness. Christmas is coming, baby.
I have a very mixed relationship with Christmas.
That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. Christmas is the most happy time of the year.
It is not.
It is.
It is the most stressful time of the year for me.
You must have had a bad upbringing.
No. When I was young, I could not wait for Christmas.
I still can't wait for Christmas. I love Christmas.
Christmas got complicated when I had to start buying people presents. And not just that, it feels like it's a performative act. Like Christmas, you have to perform. You have to make it jolly. You have to make it joyous. And you have to make everybody happy. And you have to make sure all the... When you're in a relationship with somebody, especially now that I'm engaged, you have to make sure that you spend time with all the families. And it's like, why don't we do the blah, 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 blah. When are you going to be here? When are you going to be there? It's like a whole thing. And then you have to buy people presents, and then you always feel like the people you buy presents for, anybody that I know that I buy a present for, they're gonna like it. But then I'm like, some people I won't buy presents for because I'm like, they're not gonna give me a present, and then they do, and then I'm like, frick, I didn't mean to. Like, now I'm the guy who did it. It's just stressful for me.
I think you're overcomplicating it. I feel like you get too joyous. And then it brings you back down. It's like the Christmas paradox. And you just got to ride that like...
The Christmas joy wave?
Yeah. And you just got to stay at the joyfulness. And then right above the joyfulness is like the stressfulness. And you can't be there.
Oh, you have to edge Christmas?
You have to edge out Christmas. Santa Claus going to edge you out, swear to God. Rudolph going to be right behind him, swear to God. Snow will be frost man.
Like a red nose. like a red nose. Man, this puncher's chance is strong.
Yeah, it is. It's really strong. I decided I'm gonna take a break from everything this week. Ugh.
You're doing a nice little sober week.
Yeah, sober. I don't know. Every time I I buy a bottle of bourbon, and I just want to sip it until it's gone, and then when it's gone, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm like totally good. Now the puncher's chance is gone.
Yeah, it is.
Totally.
The rest of it's in my cup.
If it's not in the house, I'm not gonna go and find it.
Yeah, I have the same thing because I like to. I'm really getting amped for my month. I like to do my month.
Oh, your time of the month?
Yeah, my time of the month. No, I like to do my sober month. Oh, you stunk it out again.
Ooh, that's not
It
good.
smells the same. It smells like so bad. It smells like sulfuric gas.
Oh, I just bought this 6-pound bag of protein.
Oh, it's giving you the protein toots?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've been bad today. So my gut biome has gotta work.
My
work
gut
out
is
for a
plugged
while.
up today. It's been bad. I released 2 high duration, low output farts today, and that's it.
That's kind of normal though.
No, normally
Not normal for you, but normal for like everybody.
normally they're medium duration, high output, which is comfortable. I mean, that's what settles my stomach. Because my gut was not it was not designed well. Or the design, I'll say the design.
I think it's what you're putting in it. I think it's designed well. It's just you're putting in
because
it's like a diesel engine, you're throwing in like grass.
No, because I eat the same crap that you eat. The same crap.
Yeah, and I don't smell very good.
Yeah, but you don't have the same.
But you don't eat the exact
output.
same stuff I eat.
Not the exact same, but it's not too far off.
But I'm counting my stuff. I'm taking in.
Okay, well then I'll go with like my roommates in the past. I've eaten almost the same exact crap that they're eating, and they're normal, and I don't even eat bad.
Maybe they're not telling you.
They're actually eating well, and I'm eating well. What did I eat today? Let me think. I woke up. I had 2 eggs, 2 sausages, like little sausages, and a mini bagel.
Yeah.
And then at lunchtime, I had some of the leftover Stouffer's chicken parmesan and and a PB&J.
Cheese and carbs.
Yeah, it wasn't that healthy for lunch today. And then I didn't have any dinner.
I'm eating well. That's actually probably better than me. I had 3 eggs for breakfast, 2 sausages, a mini bagel.
You did one
And
more
then
egg than I did.
a protein shake with almond milk, spinach, beef broth,
Beef broth.
and then it's a little extra salt and protein in there.
Okay.
And it gives it a little flavor. And then the protein. Then I left the house. What did I have? I had like a little protein bag of chips, like the Quest chips,
Yeah.
for a snack around lunch. And then Dad and I went to Sheetz again because we were out for a while. And I had like a real bad sweet tooth, so we got a bag of Charleston Chews and we shared that.
Mm.
And let's see, I think. And then I had a salad when I got back. Spinach and just like deli meat and pickle salad with some light balsamic on there.
Okay.
And that's been it for me today.
That's not too bad, but that's not great. But mine's bad. Mine's not great either. My lunch was
The lunch is what
The lunch
was
was
bad.
biffed.
It was like
But-
cheese carbs,
yeah.
weird jellied carbs.
And I think that the cheese carb chicken deal is what started this whole gas issue for me, because last night that's what we had for dinner. And if I open up the refrigerator, I didn't used to be a very big leftovers guy, but now it's like it's so easy to just eat something that's already made. My favorite dinner lately that Bubs made was that sweet potatoes and sausage and all kinds of vegetables thing.
Yeah, that was delicious.
I was eating that forever. I loved that because it just felt clean to go down.
Yeah, the sweet potatoes, something about them. They get that sugar craving away, and yet they're just this superfood that's just packed with every vitamin you can imagine.
I do not love sweet potatoes. They make me feel weird to eat. I don't like to. I used to hate them, but I started eating them because I know that they're not bad. They're like good for you.
They're super good. I'll make you some. You've had my little like sweet potato chip thing.
Yeah, they're better when they're crispy.
I slice them up real
Yeah.
thin, throw them in a pan. I can actually air fry it now. I forgot about the air
Yeah,
fryer.
the air fryer is a game changer. But definitely the sweet potatoes, I'll eat them because anything that's invariably healthy and not a big deal, I'll eat because I'm not a wuss. Like I'm not gonna be like,
you can't be.
ew,
You can't be
I don't
a wuss
like
about it.
blah blah blah. Like the only stuff that I will be a wuss about is stuff that's not good for you. Like I do not like Chinese food. Chinese food is horrible for you.
It's terrible for you,
So-
but it's so good.
So I'm not being a wuss by not eating Chinese food. I'm just.
Well, that's kind of wussy though.
I mean, like I get where you're coming from because I've thought about this a
Oh,
lot.
I'm bringing this back, by the way. I'm calling people Nancy's.
Oh, Nancy's.
So you're kind of being a Nancy by not eating some Chinese.
No, all right. Hear me out. I thought that I had to like reform and start eating Chinese food until I found out Chinese food is horrible for you and I don't like it. So like why do I need to I don't need to spend
Because you're an American.
I don't
God
need to
dang it.
spend any effort convincing myself to like Chinese food because it's not good for you. But if it's sweet potatoes and I didn't like sweet potatoes and I was like, sweet potatoes are good for me and they're good food and they're cheap and they're like a good thing to be able to eat. So I convinced myself that I liked them and I do kind of like them now. Because I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
you
be
gotta
that
like
I'm not
those.
gonna be that guy who's like
What
picky.
about Brussels? Do you like Brussels sprouts?
I like Brussels sprouts.
Some
They're
people
bitter
who
and
don't like Brussels sprouts are psychotic to me. When they're like oven
Yeah.
roasted Brussels sprouts, they're delicious,
yeah, they're good.
and I can't.
Especially when
believe-
they're like you get that like the outer layer of it is like crisped up, like
yeah, it's a
almost
little
black.
crunch, and
Yeah.
oh, it's so good.
My favorite vegetable, asparagus.
Really,
Favorite green vegetable, asparagus. I love
Interesting.
asparagus.
Let me try to think of mine.
I'll put so this is my favorite meal ever. If I could have one meal for the rest of my life, it's some form of potato, ideally mashed.
The worst form.
Yeah, correct. Steak and asparagus. And then put some mushrooms in there on the steak or in the asparagus or
Ooh,
something.
that actually.
And then
sounds
my
really good.
asparagus I cook in butter because I think butter is good for you and I think that everyone who says that it's not. Obviously if you're eating like sticks of butter, it's not good. But if you're cooking asparagus, I'd rather eat asparagus cooked in butter than in anything else. I cook it in like I put a bunch of the scoops of the garlic in,
Mm-hmm.
a bunch of black pepper, a bunch of butter, and some olive oil to raise the smoke point of the oil.
I don't think butter is bad for you, but I don't think it's good for you. That's the thing. It's like right in the middle for me.
If you use it at excess, it's not good, but butter is like demonized, and then people are putting this like fake shit in their bodies, like the I can't believe it's not butter and the Crisco and all the fake stuff. It's so bad for you.
Yeah,
that stuff's actually carcinogenic.
I do like the like farm raised Irish butter. I forgot what that's called. It's like Irish setter country.
I know.
something.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I really like
so
that
good.
that butter. It's like the nice salted butter. I don't know why we keep buying unsalted butter. By the way, that takes me out. If I'm gonna eat butter, I want some salt in it.
Well, sometimes if you're making a recipe, it's easier to control how much salt goes in if you put the salt in and you put the unsalted butter in. That way it doesn't throw your recipe off.
That's true, but we barely do that.
I don't do it. I also don't buy the butter. So
need to buy some salted freaking butter because I want a plain bagel with some salted butter because it's just like gives you that flavor of the butter and the salt just it pops. But with unsalted butter, it's just like a warm wet blanket over the top of the bagel, and that can't happen.
Bagel, another thing I didn't used to like because I think I just had too many stale bagels.
Stale bagels.
Stale bagels are boring and bad.
Where
Toasted.
the frick were you eating stale bagels?
I don't know. I just had like I was my palate when I was young was so stupid. It was infantile. Like it was. I didn't eat anything, and I didn't eat much, and I was so picky, and the stuff that I would eat was crazy. I think I was like iron deficient as a baby, so I was eating a lot of liverwurst as like a really little guy. Cool. But like other than that, there's nothing that could potentially be an offensive flavor was going in my mouth. Like I was not eating anything that was not like hot dogs and like basic stuff.
See, people that are our age and that are picky drive me insane.
Me too, and it's because I used to be that and I didn't like it about myself. And I also at the same time like I started to realize there was so much good food. And then even beyond that, I will relinquish some of the like doing of that to Bubs. Because when I started dating her, she was like, this is not going to do that you don't like all these foods. And so she would start making me foods, and she wouldn't tell me what was in it. And I would be like eating it like I was a starving child. Like I would be like, what is this? And she wouldn't tell me until like after I was done.
Yeah, because it's just
And
it's
she'd
just
be like,
good.
"This is so good." But I've always had the mindset of I'll try it at least once. But the issue was I had to reset everything I've tried because I've had a lot of stuff that wasn't done right. So like salmon, for example, one of my favorite foods of all time. Would not eat that when I was a kid. Like you couldn't even convince me to eat salmon. Sushi? I think if I had to eat one thing for the rest of my life, it'd be sushi.
Sushi is fantastic.
And I would gag trying to eat sushi when I was little. Like I couldn't do it. And it's
so
my
un-American.
favorite now.
That's so un-American for people to be picky. We
I
live
hate
in one of the only countries that we're allowed to eat whatever we want.
Yeah.
And some people are like, I only want chicken tenders and fish sticks. I get ticked off when we go out to eat somewhere fancy and someone orders freaking chicken tenders.
I was the kid who, when we went to the Mexican restaurant, I ordered chicken tenders and fries, which they only made for the kids who wouldn't eat Mexican food. And Mexican food, top 5 cuisines.
There's a burrito that they deep fry. Freaking chimichanga.
Yeah.
Unbelievably good.
A burrito they don't deep fry. A burrito? Amazing.
Amazing. Yeah, the
With
enchiladas.
like carne asada or some like grilled
God,
chicken or some shredded
this is
pork.
getting everybody hungry.
What about some carnitas? You know what that is?
Some señorita.
Yeah.
Wow. Truly, if you're a picky eater, you should probably start rethinking some things. Probably jump off a bridge.
Yeah, if you're a picky eater, stop. I promise there's so many good flavors out there, and you can get to Flavortown through many different forms of transportation as far as cuisine.
God's not going to let you into heaven if you're a picky eater. I'm sorry. That's one of the... It's in really fine print under the 10th commandment.
You did not sin, but you also did not eat.
That's God's voice.
Go to hell.
That's God. Well, I'm not going to speak for him. I won't speak for him.
Well, he was speaking through you.
Well, I won't even claim that, but I'll say that might be one of my guesses.
Art thou back down the stairs?
Eat a chimichanga or go to hell.
And I don't know if that's what he said. I don't know. And I won't even claim that he said that. I won't say anything, but he might.
Yeah, when you get to the gates, he hands you a filet mignon, medium rare, with some like truffle drizzle and some like lobster bisque. And if you don't eat it, you ain't getting in.
No, you're going down, 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 down. You might go to Arbitrage.
Ooh, yeah, in Lamito.
Yeah, you might go into Rabito, but you're not gonna go. You might not go to Hell. You might go to Espedo or Zumba. I mean, what's it called?
Libido.
Yeah, it's called Libido. Yeah, you might go into La Bamba, but you're not. You're not going to heaven.
Straight to Mo Bamba.
You're not.
It's this black box that plays Mo Bamba nonstop. Mo Bamba.
Go home.
And you're just there for eternity.
Yeah.
And then there's just the golden plate of whatever you have to eat.
Yeah. It's like smoked ribs.
Yeah, just something delicious.
I don't. Yeah, the baby palate pisses me off.
You don't want to get stuck in Mo Bamba.
I used to be baby palate guy. I used to be like not. I used to not eat right, and it pisses me off because it used to be me, and I don't want anyone to be stuck in that BS because it is BS.
It is.
It's
100%.
not. You don't. I don't eat because I'm so stupid. I don't like to eat. That's how they sound to me.
Oh, dude, all this food talk is just gassing me out right now.
Are you gassing out right now? Because I can't smell it right now, but I'm so pissed that you're gassing out because it's going to smell so bad in here.
Oh, my God. You should tell him the Knoxville experience with me. Because it's tough.
It's crazy.
It's tough to tell it from my side. Like,
I can
like
tell
a school shooter telling his side of the story.
His situation.
Yeah.
No. Okay, so.
I'm the school shooter in this instance.
All right. So if this is your first episode of FTD, you don't know about Bradley, and you don't know about the cabinets. But likely it's not your first episode, and you know about Bradley, and you know about the cabinets. It smells bad. Every once in a while, we go with this guy. He's a contractor who installs cabinets. He installs them in apartment complexes. How do you get all the cabinets in? There's like 10 boxes per apartment complex. Per apartment unit, I mean. Like every single apartment has like 10 big ass cabinets.
Yeah, look in your kitchen right now.
Yeah.
How did those cabinets get there? We put them there.
We put them there. If you're in an apartment, we put them there. Like we're the guys who take them off of the semi-truck and get them all the way up into your apartment. If you're on a 10-floor apartment, we were at the 10th floor putting that apartment in, all the cabinets in.
And we probably diddled some stuff in your room.
We didn't install them. All we did was get them off the truck and to the room. And then Bradley, who is probably the best cabinet installer this side of the Mississippi, installed them with care and gusto. And he was listening to some like cheap speaker playing country music. And the thing is, We are spending hours delivering them. And the other thing we're doing for Brad, because he's our guy and he pays us well and he's very sweet.
He's a freaking boy. Our long duck, or not long duck, but our big guy.
Yeah, our
He's
big guy. He's tall. He's like 6, probably 3.
He's bigger than us.
And what he does is he needs the cabinets out of the cardboard boxes that they come in. So one time we're in Knoxville, Tennessee, which, by the way, far from here, maybe 4 hours.
We
from
could
here.
see the guy dang Knoxville, what is it, Tennessee University football stadium for where we're working.
Yeah, we could see it from when we got up to the high floor.
Mm-hmm.
So basically we're in all these rooms and we're unboxing cabinets. So there's a pile of cardboard boxed up cabinets. Some of them are like 10-foot tall pantries. Some of them are giant boxes. Like each cabinet is a separate wooden box that is just screwed to the wall. That's all it is. And we're taking them out of the cardboard box with the nylon straps around them that they come in. And we're going room to room. We're kind of like, it's hard to get the cardboard off because the boxes are bigger than you are. And then you have to like take all the cardboard and fold it up into some big thing. So you got to get all that cardboard out of the building. So you're like tying it up with the nylon straps and it's like folding it all up. It's a lot of weird. It's weirdly a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
Like we spent multiple 12-hour days just taking cabinets out of cardboard. And I'm working with Gus side by side. Everything's going swimmingly. All right, we're getting cabinets out of boxes fastly. We're getting them out of the cabinets. We're putting them into a pile. We're taking the cardboard. We're folding it up. We're moving cabinets out of the way so we have room on the floor to fold up the cardboard.
20 minutes of room.
Yeah, we're going so fast by cabinet standards that you know we're kind of setting records. Like we're basically speed running it. And Gus, for whatever reason, his gut decides that since he's over state lines, he's in Tennessee. He's no longer in North Carolina. In North Carolina, his gut, sometimes it rots, but most of the time it's fine. Today it's rotting, but most of the time it's fine.
But we're good. I'm giving a thumbs up to that.
Okay, hear me out, guys. This is what happens. We walk into the room. We're getting started unboxing. It's going to take us 20 minutes to get out of that room. And that's short. We're going fast. We're working hard.
We're going so. There's probably, I think there's 14 cabinets per room.
Gus rips ass the second we get into the room. And it smells so bad. It smells so bad. Like my eyes are burning. I can feel it in the room. Like it's hard to walk through the room because of how thick the air is.
And everybody knows listening that when you rip your own fart, it doesn't smell that bad to you. You know it smells bad, but it doesn't smell that bad to you because it came from you.
Yeah.
But this one, I was like, oh.
Like sometimes you're taking whiffingtons of your own fart because you're trying to analyze what it's smelling like.
Nice.
You're like, what did I eat? You know,
Nice.
like you're not even grossed out at all.
No,
Gus was gaggington.
I was gaggington on my own fartington. And it was smellington.
It was stinkington. Bad. And the thing is, the only upside, because there was an upside. There's always an upside, all right? There's always. If you tell me there's not an upside always, there is. You're wrong.
God's always watching.
Yeah, and he was watching you stinkington out the room. But the cool thing was, if I wondered if we had already gotten in that room, all I had to do was put my head in the room, and I knew if we had been there.
It was like a tool. It was a tool.
Yeah.
And these specific farts, flatulence, they would linger for 15 to 20 minutes.
It was like, I mean, I couldn't see them, obviously. I could feel them with my eyes because my eyes were burning, but I couldn't see them. But if I could see them, they would be creeping along the floor with little tendrils of green stank coming up to my nose and just force feeding my nose with sulfur oxide, just blasting through my freaking.
And after the first one went down, it was like the floodgates just freaking opened. I couldn't stop. I could not stop.
I have not been able to smell 100%. Like my sense of smell has not been at 100% since then. It's lower than it used to be. I lost some of my like smell resolution that day.
I'm trying to think of like some words to describe the smell, but I just can't. I can't.
It smelled like, all right, take an egg, drill a 3/4 inch hole in the egg, huge hole for an egg.
Mm-hmm.
Pour the egg out of the 3/4 inch hole into a backpack. And then do that again with about 60 more eggs into the backpack.
Yeah.
It's dripping out of the backpack at the bottom, but eventually, like, you just have, like, the thick part of the egg left in the backpack. None of the, like, watery part. It's all dripped out. Take that, bring it to a inner city public school, put it in a locker, leave it for 3 years.
I'd agree with that.
Take that out. And then bring it to one of those natural sulfur geysers that smell like the gases of the earth.
That's me.
Clog the geyser with it, so that it's got like maybe 140 psi on one side of stinky water, and on the other side is Eggington.
I think I'm right there with you. I did the eggs too. I think eggs. Okay, 60 eggs in a Tupperware with like a splash of like oregano
And raspberry vinaigrette.
and then raspberry vinaigrette, and then seal it and put it in like a hot car for a few years, and then open that sucker up.
And then get in the car. Like, you have to get in the car.
Yeah, you're stuck with it.
Yeah, and it's 97 degrees out.
And it's beautiful.
And that's what these rooms smelled like. And we were trying to work. And these were, like, I'm not kidding. We worked for, I think, 11 hours both days of that trip. And both days, every room was sniffed up.
And the thing is, I'm not proud, but I'm not ashamed.
Yeah, and I don't think you can be. If you can make something so powerful, whether it's good or evil.
Knoxville was my 6th Infinity Stone. It completed the gut rot of the ages. If they would have let me out of that apartment building, the climate change would be real. The sun would be burning.
Greta Thunderbuns would have been pissed with you.
They would have looked at like their little like climate map, and they would have seen this giant green, and they're like, "What's that green?"
There's a hot spot in Knoxville, Tennessee.
And it's not red, it's green.
Yeah, why is it? Like the program only can make red, but somehow it's green.
They come and investigate. We have to evacuate the area. It's too
Stinky.
It's too hazardous. It's radiating. It's radiating out of this apartment building.
They've got their full like 3M masks on and they're gagging.
Yeah,
through
they
them.
all walk in and they're like hazmat suits, and they just hear the music.
Yeah.
The country music. Ding,
Yeah,
ding, ding, ding,
Brad's
ding.
little tiny speaker playing country music while he's installing cabinets, and you're stinking up with the whole building.
I'm like, Brad, you got any more hinges? There he is! They're like, "Tee, tee, 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 tee."
the Geiger counter.
Yeah, they found me.
I can't make a Geiger counter.
Son,
noise.
we're going to need to take you in. It's a national security threat. I could save world hunger with my gut.
by making nobody hungry anymore. All of a sudden, no one's hungry anymore.
No one has an appetite.
They're not full. They're not full. They're not hungry anymore. You could make a starving African child feel like you didn't want to eat.
The appetite abolisher, demolisher, shredder, eviscerator. Yep, that's That's me, and that's sometimes the gut that I own. And I don't know exactly what I put in there. I know Rocky's hot chicken went in there. I know some weird sandwiches that we made went in there. But it's nothing that bad.
No, it wasn't even that bad. I don't get it.
So I guess we'll see next time we go to Knoxville. See if I unlock it. And I'll do like what all the e-girls are doing now where they fart in their jars and then they sell them.
Ew, really?
Oh, yeah.
That's real?
Oh, yeah. That one chick was selling her bath water.
Oh, that makes me so disgusted.
I bought a jar.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll take a sniffington.
I drank it already.
Oh, shit.
Sorry.
That's fine. I wish you would have shared a little bit, but
I can't help it.
you
I
drank it. Do you think guys are drinking it? Is
I
that
don't
what
know.
they're
I have
doing?
no idea.
I
what
feel
they're
like I
doing.
would sniff it. If I was like unable. Is that your phone?
No.
Like, yeah, if I was unable to get any kind of like attention from a girl and I bought bathwater, I don't know what I would do with it. Maybe I'd pour it on myself. You know what I'd probably do? I'd use it as a bath bomb. I would pour myself a bath, put the bathwater in, and I'd feel like we were like connected.
Yeah, I don't know what the guys are doing with it. I have no idea. Because they're like farting in the water and stuff. Ew, coochie stink, coochie pink. You put tape on there?
Yeah.
Ah, shoot. Oh, yeah. Well, Monday evening, just absolutely beautiful outside. Gassed this whole house out.
All right, hold on a second. Last minute surprise.
Suplex. It's Hulk Hogan.
Hello?
Yo, hey,
Yo, you're on the pod.
hey, I got my my good headphones on. So does my mic sound good coming through?
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, these are my headphones. But I've got a question that's probably pretty good for the pod, actually.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you guys know the laws on like like if I wanted to sell a pistol to another guy?
Yeah.
There's this dude on Marketplace that has a toolbox that he wants to trade for guns,
Yeah.
and I might want to trade him my Sig because I like that gun a lot. I really love that gun actually. It's a you know my Sig.
Yeah. Oh,
What
yeah.
kind of SIG is it?
It's a P938. It's a copy of a 1911, but it's a subcompact.
Oh, okay.
Wait.
So it functions like a 1911. It's a single stack, hammer fire, fucking just regular safety. It's like a mini 1911.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
I don't know if I want to get rid of it.
Wait, what's the toolbox?
It's a Mac slide top toolbox.
It's a
But so
service cart?
here's the thing. Yeah. It's a nice toolbox. He's got it up there for $750, and I bought that pistol for $550. So if he wanted to trade, it would be a good deal for me.
Dude, I wouldn't be getting rid of guns right now.
Hey, but here's the thing, right? That gun only holds like 6 rounds,
Hey.
and I would probably sell that thing and then probably buy one like Tyler's like
Yeah, but you
what's
can't-
it called?
The 365.
Yeah.
You can't buy a gun with a toolbox.
No, we'd write up a bill of sale and everything, and
All right, here's
and
the
I would buy the toolbox from him, and then he would buy the gun from me.
Yeah, and now they don't require purchase permits in North Carolina, so you probably don't have to do anything. But
I would just write up a bill of sale and have him sign it and
yeah,
all that shit, Maybe even get it notarized or something.
here's the deal.
Yeah. What?
And I've heard this a lot. Every single gun forum I've ever been on, their main rule is never sell.
Never sell.
Yeah,
Why is that?
Because it's like
Guns always go up.
Yeah, just never sell a gun.
Yeah, well, so here's the thing: is I don't need that gun in my collection. You know what I mean? Like it only holds 6 rounds. It's a subcomp. I do carry it with me every day, but
What? It's your everyday carry?
no, not. Yeah, it just fits in my pocket so good. That's why I have it, but it only holds 6 rounds. And that's the thing. I
Hey,
would
you ain't gonna
rather
shoot someone with
replace
a
it.
toolbox.
That's true.
No, I would just carry my CZ, and then for now, and then eventually, I don't need 2 pistols right now. You know, I can only carry one at once. I do need a toolbox kind of urgently. And also, I don't know. I might just buy it from him. But
The laws might be shaky right now because they don't require pistol purchase permits in North Carolina anymore. And it used to be that was what you did. You would take a purchase permit from the guy. Even
that's
in
true.
a private sale, but now they don't require them anymore. So I don't know. I don't know how you're supposed to handle it anymore.
Damn.
But then
Well,
if you
shit.
did keep
Maybe
it,
I just.
if you did sell them the gun back when there were purchase permits, you were legally required to keep it forever. The purchase permit.
Yeah, it sucks.
Isn't that stupid?
That is fucking dumb.
You're required to keep it forever.
Fuck you. I'm not gonna carry this fucking piece of paper around with me all my entire life. What happens if I'm 90 years old on my deathbed and someone does like horrible murders?
They commit
And then,
and they leave. They stash the
Yeah.
gun, and it's found, and they're like, "This is Adam's gun."
and then you're 90 years old, and then you get the death penalty, and they just unplug you.
Unplug you.
Oh shit. Damn, yeah, maybe I just should keep that little gun. I do like it a lot.
Here's
And
what you do.
that would oh, so I got more questions about guns though. So but what do I do?
Keep the gun.
Keep the gun.
Fix your bike. Sell the bike
Shit.
and buy a
damn.
toolbox. Sell the bike. Buy a Snap-on.
I don't want a fucking Snap-on. They're a waste of money not for the damn toolbox. You can get a different fuck that shit. But I see what you're saying though.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You could buy 2 Snap-ons.
That's
You
true.
could buy 2 used
I could buy a
Snap-ons.
fucking quarter of a Snap-on with how much they cost.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. But no, really, if I wanted to buy one new, they're like $4,000, I think, or some
Seriously?
stupid shit like that. Or like, it depends on the one you get. But
Yeah. All right, but ask your other questions. We'll see if we can answer. We probably won't.
so if Jackie got her concealed carry, could I just have her carry one of my guns?
Yes, but expect that if it goes to court, it's gonna be. I mean, they're gonna try
Messier, probably.
It'll be messier, but
So I'll just buy her one then.
yeah, because you guys aren't married. So
If we were married, it would be different.
yeah,
Yeah, because then she's legally just some other fucking person.
yeah.
Like girlfriend is not by law, you know.
But it also, the gun stuff is really complicated when it gets into court because it's usually really expensive to handle, and it also, a lot of it is up to the jury. So how does
Oh, that's so gay.
well, it's good. A court of your peers is like something.
Hey,
you
I
want.
was thinking about that. I was thinking about that the other day, like jury duty, because we were talking about it at work, and like I know, like even my friends, like just like grown ass people, like he was talking about how he had jury duty, and I'm like, damn, I would not want this motherfucker as like if I didn't know him.
Yeah,
You know, he's kind of like like everyone's just stupid, you know.
yeah.
Maybe not everyone, but like some people just don't. How big is a jury? Like,
It's like 12
How many
people or
people?
something.
and they
6.
all have to agree.
6. It's like somewhere between 6 and 12. I'm gonna guess.
Pull that shit up, JMO.
Okay, hold on. My laptop's about to die. Hold on.
Damn, what's this pod episode about?
Oh,
Farts and food.
and cigars.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
J-Mo, pull it up.
What did you ask? What is how big is
How big is a jury? Because it has to be unanimous, right?
And yeah, 12. It is 12.
That's not enough people, honestly. 12 people. Do you know how easy it is to get a room of 12 people to agree?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, because
If it were like 20 people, you know, like 12 people, like figure 3 of them are just keeping their mouth shut so they can get the fuck out of there.
more than that,
You
I bet.
know, yeah, all 12 probably.
If I was in a jury of randomly selected people, I think that I could convince them whatever I wanted. I think
yeah,
that
probably.
if it was me and 11 other people, I think I could decide for all of us.
I think you probably could. I don't think I would be able to, but I think you
That's
definitely.
kind of psychopathic.
I just think I could.
Well, Tyler's just. First of all, you're just you like talking in general. Like I don't really like talking to people. I mean, I don't mind talking to people, but like, yeah, it's just not like you get off on that shit a little bit. You know what I mean? Nah, but you're also just really good at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and also like you got good ideas. So I bet you could convince fucking 12 people. You could easily convince 12 people to agree with you.
Yeah.
But like if there were 20 people, there's got to be like one person that's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah. Hey, so let's plan a trip, a motorcycle trip.
Yeah, the 2nd of December.
That's when we're doing it.
Yeah.
Hey, I need
Or maybe the 3rd.
some advice on tents and camping gear to get. What all do I need to get, or should we not talk about this on the podcast?
It might be a little long on the pod. I can send you some stuff after the pod.
Hell yeah. Well, I'm about to go to the gym anyway, so I'll let y'all keep podding.
Nice. Whoa, it's a late gym for you.
He always does this.
I got fucking work all day, and then we went to the damn grocery store, and then I've taken 2 shits since I've been home, and now, dude, I took a shit, and then like the pre-workout every time I take it, and I guess the caffeine just makes me have to shit immediately.
Diarrhea.
Yeah, that's a part of the part of the system.
That's why the gym bathroom stinks so bad.
It's always nasty in there.
There's always someone shitting. Oh shit! All right, well I'll let y'all go, but thanks for the info on the gun and all that shit, and
Heck
yeah,
yeah.
I love the best pod ever. All right,
All right.
peace.
That's what I'm
See
talking
ya.
about. Oh dang, he hung up.
He hung right up. And that's a good point.
That's a good point.
All right, see you guys later.
See ya. Bye.